Okay, we're back in the old trading with the sessions. We've got 7 p.m. starts right here. This is 5 p.m. This is about 7 p.m. It's about 2 a.m. It's about 8 a.m. 8 o'clock in the morning right there. It's all about time. What kind of strategy can you run? Like here, you want to kind of buy this thing and then dump it here. If you're going to buy this vacuum and sell this void up here, vacuum goes way back somewhere. That's the strategy. Now this one, see how pricey this yen is? I don't think people consider this as a fucking giant zone. If you can afford to buy all the way to here, and maybe you just fill this. So when people talk about percentage of the account, I'm thinking in terms of, all right, if I start canvassing, I just put in buy limits here, I would have taken this trade because it would have got filled. I could have scalped to the floor, but I kind of want to do the engulfment where we're going to go take out top tick Tommy this session, revisit that in the middle of the night. This European sessions is blue zone. So when you isolate it like this, there's actually 3 trading opportunities per day. If you're going to do the buy this void here, you buy the abyss and dump into the floor. Or, in my case, I'm greedy, so I want to ride it to like here. And it dicks around. And in my greediest scenario, it's going to take this out, which is possible. We've seen this before. Don't forget this shit. Rip down in Europe, rip through the floor, keep going, eventually take this top out, which is the sell window. So is this. They're all sells and they're all buys to me. I don't discriminate. 80% of the market is complete bullshit and noise. Now, the filling of this slot and the filling of this slot, so when the market crashes in and we start cutting back into these prices, like what amazes me, what's still perplexing and still hard to accept, is how ridiculous this price action is. What the hell was wrong? Like, so let me guess, a bunch of goobers, and you gotta believe the banks are complete misfits, because who's gonna, okay, you bought it here, what, you didn't like the price, what, you gonna buy it again? Oh yes, this is actually a better price. Well, maybe in the sense it retested, so people are like, holy shit, we went down here again. So it's a double bottom, but look at all the nonsense before we plunge and come all the way back to here. It seems so futile. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, who are these people that bought it here and they're like, oh, now you don't like it? You can return the item? I just bought some headphones because mine broke, so I bought these little baby ones for $40 thinking, yeah, right, 20 hours plus. I'm like, oh, okay, 20 hours, that's pretty fucking good. This technology's really come a long way. What a piece of shit. Tinny fucking shit by C-Lab out of California. Constructed in China, but designed, dude, it's designed with the fucking, the shittiest parts, okay? Got a transducer in there that costs 0.0009 cents. I got it. You spent a lot of money on the Bluetooth technology. I don't know. So I got a pair that's $4 that's wired. I'm going to tell you wired rules, but I was kind of hoping for the convenience of that little lithium battery probably eating into my brain. It's coming up on 8:30 here. This is the half-hour chart. It's a half-hour theory of life. Half-hour bar chart over 3 sessions. This is Asia, Europe, U.S. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here. And the news comes out at 8:30, somewhere in here. We slam down. So here I'm buying this because this is a half hour into, and I'm pretty much going to buy that. You can say things like it's coming back to retest here, or it's just coming back. The big money is going to be shit like, oh, like you take out, just nick the wick here, just nick this session, well, just the beginning of that, so it's not fair. I would say this is what's happening. Like, I'm not going to go strictly, those boxes are just the set at the top of the hour. So maybe the box is set to the half hour, it will look completely different, right? It would have missed this wick. So where you bracket these and cut them off, there's no magic there. It's just that you know that if you're going to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning or you're going to get ready for the session, it's not like I wouldn't sell the top tick Tommy of this. I'm not going to rely on the box for everything. I mean, it's like I said, it's nice bracketing of this. And when it comes ripping back into this void, I mean, look at this complete obliteration. But don't forget, if you would have bought here, you gotta be able to absorb 100 pip smash here. And you have to martingale into it, so you have to buy. I mean, by here you're in $1 million position. At least I would be, because I would have bought all this slam, and I'm trying to make 25 pips. This is 25 pips from here to here. 100 for this. This is just a strict 100 here, but this is 25. This is 50. You trying to make 50 pips? Probably trying to make 100 pips. And maybe you have a 200 pip stop on all these tickets. Now, it depends. The amount of risk is completely open. You can have, this could be $100 trade. Could be a $300 trade. This could be a $3,000 trade. And you're either going to just make the tickets a little bit bigger. But the whole point of this is, and why I do it like this with a single ticket drop, so I just drop 1Ks in there because I can put in 300 tickets and not really have to make, the success of each ticket is diminished and the pressure is relieved because I don't have to worry about what if this trade doesn't work out, because I'm dropping 300 individual trades. Whether I drop them in a grid or these are all just single drops, just all day long here, like all day long with one ticket. So this is the highest granularity I have, and the reason why this is a daily drop. I wouldn't normally drop one in a day, but I'm like, yeah, if you're going to trade these things, you just say, well, if this is the end of the day, and this is the end of the day here, but it kind of bounced off the floor. But if I drop this limit drop in the Tokyo session, I'm saying, well, you know what? I don't know when it's going to fill. Maybe it's just going to nick it here and take off, or maybe it's going to go deep dive. I'll commit to this whole area with daily drops, and certainly going to load the wagon here because this is a very important shelf. So this is the most important loading zone because it's the deepest slot on the dailies. I mean, on the sessions thing. It is the deepest slot. And the super deep one's here, and you just nick this. You just nick that. And it's rattling off, I suppose, the floor here. Like all the people that bought here like a whore. Just and this is the first scalp. This is the easiest scalp out of the pocket here, is comes down, breaks, rips to here. This is like, everybody's like, woo, that was nice. And then kind of simmer down. Here comes Asia. Now, this is 7 o'clock. We've already taken out these wicks. We kind of broke through that. I'm not really, I'd say this is going to be the most important place to dump everything if you wanted to dump, because it's the last known floor and anything on the way there. So you could be dumping this whole time and say, okay, I'm done with that. And so I like to buy. So I just go to the next currency pair. Maybe the yen. I'm going to start buying, say, from here down, because this is last known kind of thing. And certainly everything under this notch, I'm not going to rely on this green thing. It's too deep. So I'm looking for any turnaround pivot. So here's a turnaround. That's a 1 period moving average. So we're just going to draw here. And this is all the buy I would put in here. These I would lay in all day long. And then Friday could be wackadoodle. And I don't think there's any big news. I don't think there's it didn't look like much news. In fact, there wasn't any news last fucking Friday. It was just like there was no news. But it'll get crazy, and I think the fix is in here. I mean, this is the last day of the month, and there could be some kind of shenanigans because of that. Well, it's just going to be people just pulling the trigger and go, okay, well, we racked that one. That month's under. Although it's one extra day here, so maybe it's going to crash the computers like 2001 was supposed to take everybody's computer out. How'd that work out? See, no, it didn't work out. But the Swiss franc. So I got the half-hour charts, the 3 currency pairs here. I wanted to take a look at the other stuff. I wanted to do a test on this template. Let's just go full screen. Take this to the full screen mode, so I can get the landscape. I can go to the 1 hour chart. We can break it down. So it's 5 minutes into this is a big deal. 5 minutes after the bottom of the hour. So we're locking in that half-hour chart, and now here comes the 5 minute traders. Like, sounds like my old videos, but this is what happens. It's literally this marching order. If you ever seen a 6-second chart, 6-second bar chart, or something like that, or 10-second bar charts, if you go to like one of these brokers that has their own platform, that you can do like a 10-second bar charts or candles, 10-second candles. You're like, dude, that's bullish engulfing there. Yeah. And you can actually, with a tight spread, if you have a big gold account at these kind of brokers, and you got one trigger pull there, and you would just one-click trading that, you can just nail it in and out. You're in 50K, you're in 25K. You're just ding ding, because you can see the flow so easily, and once you can look at it here. Now the tick chart here is not the same, because the tick chart here is like based on how many ticks come in. And if it really starts ticking, it's going to start just running. It's not going to be in any type. That's what the tick bar chart, I've done so many videos where I'm just complaining, but let me complain again about the tick bar chart, how retarded that is. Okay, I get it. After 34 ticks, you set it to you, it paints a bar. Okay, that's great, but you're just smoothing out the data, and it's when you look at your chart, how do you know how many ticks? Well, that's almost like a half hour went by. How do you do that shit? Who drives a car like that with a floating speedometer? Well, your speedometer is recalibrating every time. When you start to turn, say now it changes your speedometer speed. How's that going to work? Like, I mean, how the fuck? What are people trying to do? Are they just trying to ignore reality? Yeah, we some peyote and get that tick bar chart up there. I don't give a fuck about. That looks cool. I was there. It looks smooth. I mean, it definitely smooths it. I thought maybe this is it. Maybe this is it's literally taking the tick. At least it's taking the ticks in your tick bar, your tick chart, and kind of compressing it a little bit. Because the tick chart will make you lose your mind, make you neurotic and shit like that. So I would sell this Swiss right here, or I would be short this thing into this whole vault, this whole box here. So box trade it. Anything above that, and anything certainly above. Let's zoom out one notch here, and let's go to the 1 hour chart. Well, then you lose your mind here just good enough. So the half-hour chart, all the trades you missed. Let's take a look at all the trades you missed, by the way. Yeah, so this is one of those. If you look, all you have to do is look at this chart and ask yourself things like, and kind of back testing it, right? Kind of saying, well, what if I would have bought down here now? I mean, this would have been mind blowing, right? Now you could set these. You know, this trade's going to happen, right? If you've ever seen like ICT talk about liquidity and stuff, all you ICT people, I mean, all you're doing, it's so stupid easy, right? You say, well, this is about a 30 pip window. But when this happens, the moment this box is getting crushed here, on this one particular day, people are just going, what in the fuck is going on? Now, I still to this day can't believe this trade, but now this is probably some, God knows, NFP. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. No, that's actually Europe. So there must have been some news coming out of Europe. But look at this slot. Isn't this the most astounding zone here? 25 pip window. It never gets into that whole window, but I'm just saying, if you commit to risking price windows, if you say I will risk, I'll put a 10K in. So every pip, I'll put a 25K in here. Every pip I'm going to buy, and you could make a script where it drops 25K just by placing in the orders. Let me change this to an actual filled box. So this is going to be a psychological shift where you think about boxes and zones. But trading, unfortunately, is just stupid. It's not very sophisticated, in my opinion. It doesn't need to be. So it's like Mr. Freeze. You ever seen Batman, Mr. Freeze? This reminds me of very much this. You have this zone here. But if you say things like, okay, I'll just trade a 25 pip window. I've got all my orders here, and I got a 50 pip stop on this rack of tickets that fills this thing every fucking pip. Everyfuckingpip.com. And what's the next trade? Well, I'm just gonna fucking put 50 fucking. I'm gonna put my 25K in with my 50 pip stop. A hard stop on that whole rack. Now you could write a double click like that, and you double click it, and it drops these, and they last all fucking day. And you know that every time you hit this button, you're gonna risk with a 50 pip stop. So your stop's up here. I'm not getting the repaint on this last one, but so. And your target is going to be the next box below. So it's bad ratio. And it's going to come out of that in a linear, like it's going to take the same amount of pips off of each ticket. So by the time it gets through this box, it'll cash out of every sell limit up here will cash out as it comes back exactly 25 pips, right? So each ticket's going to cash out like this. I didn't do that too good, but it looked like this. So this is your cash out box window. Sell limit here, cashes out, makes 25 pips, on and on. Right? As this, we get to the last rack here, and just to make it, I wouldn't let a robot just go blindly dropping this shit. By the way, but this is an example of a bad ratio and a high probability. If your last sell limit's here, but you got to stop here. Hard stop, by the way. So this ticket's actually risking fucking 75 pips. This one's risking 50. This is only going to make 25 pips on each ticket hard out. And the market might actually come down to here, and you're missing out on that. But let that go. Let's not think about that, because it's the idea that you're going to commit to a 25 pip window. Now, if you want to expand your window to here and keep your stop here, then I would do that. Now you're selling 50K with a hard stop here, and this ticket's only risking 25 pips. But this is your worst ticket. And now when we fill this 50 pip window, don't forget, this is the fucking kill zone. I got that from Trader's Way. What's a Trader's Way? Empowered trading, the kill zone. But I'm not waiting all fucking month for that trade, right? So I want to trade these ones. I got buy limits here. We scalped to this. I got buy limits here, and I'm like, holy shit. Now this is where you have to know it's going to be a brutal sell-off, because this wicked upness that is that left a big vacuum behind, and it kind of just has to fill that. But I'm willing to buy this 50 pip window, this 75 pip window. Yes, if I load up here, I will cash out to here and make it all back and then some, not to mention the other trades that I would be doing. Or I'm going to wait for of course, the cash outs here, right? Sell, sell, sell. You really got to buy big down here. I know it's very difficult, but if you pre-plan it in here, never does hit this so-called liquidity zone or this crazy lows until this one day. This is just a mind blower, and it actually doesn't quite take out. It kind of top ticks Tommy right there to Asia, which is an astounding move, and you see this on and on again. Very dramatic here, where if you're an aggressive buyer, you're buying here. I'm buying this, and when it takes this out, holy shit. And if that's not enough impetus to make this thing go nuts the other way, this certainly is. This lonely wick, this day here. And if you're just looking at the days, this is never takes out the previous day, just nicks the previous day, doesn't quite. Now this is an inside day, I guess they call it. Here's an inside day. Means they're just getting tighter and tighter. Something's got to give. Nice little thing here, and this whole thing is getting very quiet. And meantime, there's this big vacuum forming above, and there's one below. But this is when they hammered this thing down. I always think people are sitting in a back room, just they're manipulating the process again. Take a look at this fucking crush down, and it's just after this high drama day, just sideways, all this nonsense. But it really is quite this is a completely different cashing zone than this kind of slow wedge. So there's this trend line or this pressure building up on the top where there's all these failed attempts. This kind of washout, or whatever you want to call this, just collapse, I think, because this vacuum's forming. So by this point, this is all we knew, and it started to melt down, and the pressure was relieved when we spiked into this, in the rejection, of it didn't keep going down. These things can take this out, and then it doesn't have to reverse. Don't forget. I'm sure people that sold into this thought, great scalp here, thank you very much, but then holy shit, right? It comes back to here, and these people are like, well, we're getting out, or somebody's getting out, and holy shit, what if, I don't know, this could be a high that goes way back. I don't know what's on this chart. I'm just worried about the next day. I just want to trade this kind of stuff here. These astounding moves are just, crazy town. Like here, I want to put buy limits here and all the way down. So, all the way, and I'm expecting some kind of within a day, by the end of the day. So if you were to kind of sell this fake breakout where they trap these people, and you hold on to it, and when Europe's get hits, when it's coming back into these people's buy zones, probably I'm going to get out if I sold that, because I know that on the other side of that trade, I should be able to see the other guy's trade coming at me. That this spot here, when it collapses below that, I got to be buying this. I'm going to be a buyer there. So if I sold into that, I'd be thinking, well, holy shit, the people are going to buy. I'd be gobbling this area up. Same thing here. It takes out the low of the previous day. This is a great fucking trade for this, and it just keeps banging. This whole thing are just like cash out, cash out. Now you're waiting about 2 hours to get paid there. And if you keep rinsing and repeating this zone, it's a lot of fucking work, a lot of money. Not too much work, but these are the fun trades when it kicks back all the way to here, and then woohoo, here we go. Now this is stocks open and all that bullshit. So this was the news came out on all the bullshit news comes out, home sales, all that bullshit. But certainly rearing to take this out, and just smash up into that. And I'm sure there are people short. This is the top tick Tommy you're kind of hitting at right now. But people are short. And big sell window there. This one did not get hit. This didn't get hit. This didn't get hit. Doesn't mean it can't get hit and keep going up here, but I think I'd rather drop my buys down and start buying it. Oh, that's just me. So I like to buy. I can just get my brain around that. Let's go to the store and buy something. Okay. It's just easy. Selling something that, it's just, I feel like that's very depressing. Like you're giving up. I don't know. You don't like this stuff? Anyways, that's stuff my dad was teaching me about stocks. You shouldn't short them because it's un-American. So that kind of warped me a little bit. I'm just too optimistic. I like the idea of something going up. But yeah, the buys will be here. Definitely there's going to be, if it ever makes it back here, it'll be a big hootenanny. People will really be all over that one. But here's a like fractally speaking, here's an entry window. It's just a little bit tighter. It's about 20 pip window as opposed to this 30 pip window. Same trade, different pip amount. And these kind of trades here, if you did sell up here, and you could withstand this kind of stop, technically, you could get out here. If you sold everything up there, and you could handle that to be in that trade to go against this enthusiasm here, then you're going to make the money, If you see that you're in that trade and you think, oh, Jesus Christ, and then it just top ticks Tommy in European takes out U.S. session, it just the most climactic kind of ridiculous trading, and you get to hold that for one day. So 2 days to hold this sell to cash out here. And it's a swing trader's dream there, but you're running 100 pip stops to make 100 pips. Very exciting trade there. But if you can, change your gun from a shotgun to a rifle to a pistol to a crossbow and all these different things you got to have in your arsenal. Can you handle this kind of fucking giant thing? Of course, this is what you'd be, if you see on the news or you see this kind of move, if you can jump in there. I think at 75 pip stop is my widest at the market stop. I'd probably get a little clobbered on that, but I think that if I was watching that happen, I get very excited. I'd be selling like with a 100 pip stop. I'd certainly be pulling the trigger at that mess, just thinking, holy shit! Because even if you sold into that as it was happening, exploding when U.S. market opened, I mean, people are probably like going, oh man, this is like the greatest fucking entry in the world. Yeah, if you pull the trigger here, as soon as U.S. markets are opening and takes out European session, you just sell, and you stopped all your insane selling. You're short from here to here at the market. This would be what would happen this day because maybe you didn't plan it on this fucking insanity, so you didn't have tickets on pendings up here waiting all fucking year for this to happen. But when you see this kind of drama and you're like, it's what? And of course, this is when the robot comes in handy because he would jump in on that trade, and only a few robots would be triggered by that kind of drama. Because usually in the U.S. session, so if you have a robot that only trades this, it would only take this trade, actually. a few robots would feast on that style of giant. That's the kind of robot that we trade in the guppy though, within looking for 100 pip moves. Because you're not seeing any 100 pip moves in the U.S. session on here other than that. Other than this one here. So he'd be short here. The robot that sold that would be the robot, I suppose, that would sell that. And that's about it because unless you take into account these two sessions or the whole day, at the end of the day, it's down X, right? So at the end of the day, it's down more than 50 pips. We're buying that shit. So here it's not really down. It's only down 25 pips, so we buy this with a tight stop. But this, we're buying that at the market at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you could just do all your entries at the end of the day at 5 p.m. You make a decision. Are we going to buy or sell at 5 p.m.? We could back test that theory right here. Okay, it's market's down at the end of the day. I think it's going up. Let's buy. Okay, the market's kind of up at the end of the day, but I think it's an uptrend, so let's buy. Now here when you buy, you're like, holy shit, but hopefully you got buy limits down here. So if you're trading at the market and on limits, that's going to be the best of both worlds because at the end of the day, the market's screaming up, well, you know what, let's sell this fucking thing. It's ridiculous, right? Yeah, put some sell limits up here. That's the best of both worlds. 20% at the market, 80% on limits maybe. Hey, you can definitely figure out what are you going to do there. People that like to trade one ticket big, maybe you... I probably try to minimize it to 20K because if you believe that that's how it's going to roll, then if you're going to trade that kind of size, I mean, you obviously are going to sell at the market, literally pull the trigger, I suppose, at 5 p.m. or it's 4 o'clock, an hour before the market's closed, you see it's up, and you pull the trigger, you sell. But don't think it's not going to go higher, and maybe you're going to dump that. Now, if it's that big enough position, you probably scalp the fuck out here and put in sell limits up there. That's going to be the best. But it's a bottomless pit. If you're going to trade super small tickets, it's going to be very granular. And it's not going to be something that you... Like, that's the style. This is what it takes to, write a song. You have a chorus and a verse. The chorus would be the trend. But some songs are very long. Now here, the market's playing the music, and you're just going, holy shit, really? That's not even music. It's insane drama. So at the end of the day, it's up, you would sell. Here, maybe you buy, you think it's an uptrend. Okay, that trade didn't work out. But if you're to sell that, you go, looks like it's turning over. Your moving averages just happen to be turning over here. I mean, hopefully you're running on this chart, hopefully you're running a 20 EMA on the half hour here, right? Or maybe it's 50, like a 50 period EMA. So it's catching up. It's kind of like this would be your bias that people like to talk about. But the reason why the bias thing is a little bit ridiculous is because when the market does this shit, it distorts your bias to the point where, okay, now you're just going to whipsaw like a dumb shit, and you cannot back test. It's not going to work for you. Well, maybe it is. Maybe you're mentally ill, so maybe moving averages do work for you, but it's complete bullshit. Okay, I know people like to put them on there. It makes them feel comfortable, but so does a mask. I know this girl that was wearing the mask today, and I said, "What's up with the mask?" They don't work. She goes, yeah, no, but I feel better. Okay. You're hot. You can do it. Do it. Can I watch you? Yeah. No. Keep it up. And then I saw her with the mask down and later, and I said, you got to pull that mask back up. See, that's... you're making me ill just looking at you. I asked her, wanted to ask her, hey, did you forget your lipstick? Is this the new thing if you forget something? You're not brushing your teeth? What? Oh, she's put the mask. I think she wants to play hard to get. It's the new hard to get thing. Oh, I'm just going to wear a mask. It's coming up on the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. The drama, psychodrama retracement, swing trading on the euro. Euro's going to go catawampus north. We are riding it north. Take it to the woodshed here. I got 1 minute and 20 seconds till we get to the top of the hour. All right, the yen is, the wheels are coming off the dollar, is going up. We'd sell into that. That's a sell. We're holding this euro till it goes up into the floor here. And this place to start thinking about cashing out. I'll be cashing out here. That's my cash out. Let's take a look at this. The gasoline, I don't know what's going on here. I think somebody blew up a refinery, but the gasoline's really got expensive today all of a sudden, boom. So I wanted to take a look at this ridiculous price. Inside here. Now, this looks like it's going to go ripping up. This is actually the dollar, the euro dollar on the daily candlesticks here. It's a little rough but to look at, but it's the whole story going back to March of 2000. So it's almost a year. It's going all the way back here. And it looks just like oil, about to bust here north. It looks like oil could punch into this this shelf here at 81. We'd be seeing some crazy stuff there. Here's the last known floor that it took out. Coming up into that stuff. Let's see what the monthly chart's doing here in gold. So gold finally pulled back, and we got this beautiful fill as it punched into this. The indicator's not updating there. That's kind of weird. It's broken. It broke my indicator. Huh, that's weird. So maybe it's got a limit. That was just go to the monthly chart. I think it broke it because I don't know. But anyways, where would you have bought that? Let's just stop painting. I guess I didn't pay my subscription or my prescription. So in the daily, once you took out this high, everybody got pretty excited about this, didn't they? They're like, I want to get in on that trade. Just wait your turn, son. We get you in on that trade there. Just cool your jets there while we manipulate the market a little bit more. So here's the January. Well, here's the pop, right? This everybody got excited up here. And then we just kind of nicked the wick there. One rally to this, and the buy zone would have been anything below this. We never made it back here, but we did make it here. That was a good buy, and the better buy was to buy when you took out the middle of the month here. So here's where people really had to wait for this sell-off. This could be a Fibonacci or some shit, right? If you really want to believe that bullshit. What's really fueling this to me is you take out this low. It's a daily chart. Anything below there, people are like, holy fuck, and this is a deep slot, and this is the lonely wick in the middle of the month, and this is whole slot here. And on this one particular day, and then you get this beautiful kind of a doji hammer. It closes under the floor. You buy like God knows how much here. You really have to load the wagon on these trades, this kind of trading. And when it gets here, wow. The only place to buy on a pullback or like a stop hunt, if you imagine a trailing stop, and they nick that and then rips. It's nice. Good trade there in gold. Same thing here. When you take out this, wow, that's a nice run. The volatility is drying up now. We have a small, this is the same kind of month as last month. Small month here, kind of a trap. The breakout traders have done so. Going back up. Looks like the dollar is kind of doomed. It looks like gold, Bitcoin's, leading the way right now. And looking at oil and looking at, I think the dollar's fucked. Big time. Check out the weekly, the monthly gold. Zoom it out. Wow. So the dollar Swiss. I got those fucking lines out here. Dollar Swiss candles. Zoom in one level, looks totally different. Okay, here's the monthly dollar. Definitely a big scalp here under this being a very lonely wick, and under here, oh my god. This 2014 back there. Incredible. Incredible moves. We're down in the dumps. Does anybody remember this deep pegging here? I think that's it. Or this could have been it. Look at that, 2004. Look at the wick on this fucking thing. Damn. Maybe that's it. It's one of those. That's all it takes is one of those. So you could say, well, it's the channel, it's the downtrend here. Okay, it's coming in here, but it's going to keep going down. Certainly deep discount here, 75 cents. Dollar's worth 75 cents. The dollar's not really worth too much. Swiss franc's worth a lot. I guess they're not just doing crazy shit over there. Small country, kind of keeping everything in the lowdown. I don't know, got Swiss bank accounts. Apparently that's a thing. They love to keep their stuff on the lowdown. So take a look at this fucking Bitcoin. What in the fucking is going on here? This is the daily. I haven't been on this chart in a long time. Take a look at the monthly. If you're not getting out of your fucking Bitcoin, then you're out of your mind. So big short there. Very rare to get a clean month up like that. Major sell. Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of that. That you got to sell that. How's my NASDAQ trade looking? Oh shit, we kind of blew this chart up, didn't we? Oof. What in the hell happened there? I don't know, the fucking chart guy blew up there. I had a little problem with this. Let me tile them out. That doesn't look right at all. Oh, okay. Yeah, really? Huh. Let's start over with that. Yeah, so the oil market, the monthly, is really getting very quiet, it's very scary. It's too quiet. Something's going to go terribly wrong. No, this indicator's fucked up because I had another instance of this. So what happened was I loaded a Bitcoin chart, and the math is too much for MetaTrader, even though I'm on supposedly the 11th generation of some high-end Intel thing here for $1,000 processor computer. Doesn't seem to be able to handle MetaTrader. Still can't crunch a little numbers here on the Bitcoin because the decimal point's too far over or something. So it chokes on it, and I went and changed the time frame and did this and fucking blew up the whole terminal thing. Had to reload it with a different shortcut, and oh my god. So it butchered the indicator because it's actually running, had two instances of this, the good and the bad one running at the same time. It's not a good idea, but I'm just an amateur computerologist. I don't really know anything about it. What's going on behind the scenes here? Try to keep everything, try not to have too much go wrong. But yeah, the markets are very difficult to trade if you don't pay attention to how much a pip's worth. Look at this daily chart. This is like a rip. This is the end of the month. Man, look at that. Beautiful trap into this. I don't know how many pips that is, but my trading style is I want to buy this when it comes into this box. And I want to sell it if it comes above this wick. Just to be in the simplest terms, the wick. If you sell above you sell new wicks, or do you sell above the close? The highest close is this. I like to sell above the highest close, and do it on limits here on the daily, or at the market. Like if it would have closed in that box, I would have sold it. If it closes above this close, I'll sell this. Right, so here's my high close. If we close above that, I would sell that at the market because I could. So I always used to hear this thing about, well, on close, well, at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, well, there you go. You can assess it, right? You're like, holy shit, at the end of the day today, I would have bought it. You have to buy that. I would have to buy this. I'd have to buy this. And I'd have to buy this. And buy this one too. If you're going to say I buy every down day. If I sell every up day, your trade looks like this. You sold that. Sell, 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 sell. Stop selling. Let it cash out. It looks very simple. And you say, why don't you just trade like that? Well, the problem is, if you sold here, and you sold, now you're short 4, and now this changes the dollar amount. And some of these moves are huge, and some of these moves are small, and how do you adjust for that? So that's why you can't, if you have a strict 2% per trade risk, you could never trade like that. Because you couldn't, the 2% wouldn't allow you to take these big trades and these small trades. Right? Everything would be so tight, you couldn't do it. So you couldn't afford to, and if it's really down big, if you just isolate your buying to a really big up bar, I sell. So I would sell this bar and this bar at the end of the day. And this bar made more money. I would sell 1 here, I'd sell 2 here, so I'm short 2 contracts here. Okay, cash out. I'm not going to hold this thinking, well, it's going to go all the way to here. I could never think like that because if it's down, I got to buy. It's just that how much down is it? It's down big, buy big, down small, buy small. I'm cashing out of something here, and I may have to cash out of realizing this is the floor here, last known low. Probably a lot of people cashing out here on the scalp. But then this is such a wackadoodle day that you can come and rinse and repeat that trade. So buying new lows is different than buying on close because you're waiting for it to close down, you buy. Close down, you buy. And then you want to dump because you would be selling if it closed above this into this box. So it's box to box. Here, I want to sell into this. Would I hold it until here? Probably couldn't. Like I said, I scale in and out, so I would never hold through that whole thing. But when I see this, at the end of the day, it closed down. Yeah, it went a little bit lower when the next session opened up, so they just kind of nicked the low of the previous day, but then, holy shit, look at this. Beautiful, all the way back to here, and even if you bought here, because it was down, you're kind of break even now. You don't need a lot of these trades, and this is a lot of pips. This is like 100 pips down probably. I can't see the thing here, but. And that's why when I looked at this the first time in books, many books I read and studied patterns and everything, I just never thought about what it would cost to actually trade some of this stuff. What does that trade if I just trade a standard lot there? I always trade this one big ticket because I'm so right about it. My analysis is so amazing. And I'm not even going to use a moving average because I'm way more smart money sophisticated than that. Still, even with that situation, I have to consider what does it cost for these fucking wicks. It's just from the wick only. How many pips is that, or how many points, or how many ticks? And the magnitude's always constantly fluctuating. It's a very unstable situation. And no amount of indicators can smooth that data out and make it any. No tick bar, no moving average is going to protect you from the completely erratic, nonsensical price drama that we encounter. If you're in any kind of position that's worth anything, so you're trying to make $500 a day, well, you're going to notice if you're trading 3 standard lots or 1 standard lot, you're going to notice that. Now, that's the problem is if you're in the standard lot, you're going to notice a 100 pip move. This is $1,000. You'd be like, oh, that's maybe that's not enough money for you to be triggered, but there's going to be some point. For me, $20, I'm already concerned. Not concerned, but I'm like, okay, $20, here we go. Now, if I'm going to prepare to go down $300 on the trade, in other words, to absorb a plunge, I'm like, okay, I'm down about 80. Well, now I have to gauge it, either peel away the limits, but typically I'm very stubborn. I'm actually going to buy at the market and on limits. I'm going to gauge the amount of limit fill, and I'll throw limits in front of the market, so that's the where instead of it's moving too fast, I don't have a stop that wide, and maybe this is a blistering move that's only going to last an hour, or maybe it's going to drip down and just keep slowly going down that day. When it's slowly going down like that, when the pace breaks down, I'm probably going to put limits in front, and I'll probably buy every hour, every half hour, a little bit. So these are all just different approaches based on how big of moves we're seeing at the end of the day. So if it's going quiet, and it could go quiet for 7 days of sideways, up 50 pips, down 50 pips, that's difficult. If you don't have your targets set to 8 through like 42 pips, this broad window. I saw ICT did a video about his 40 pip setup trade. This is trade plan number 8.5. And this is how to make 40 pips. Okay, I got it. That makes sense. I don't know if you could sell a course on that, but, well, you want to take my course on how to make 80 pips a day. Okay, well, this is going to be wider. Well, if you're going to keep everything the same, maybe you have this idea that you can risk 1 and make 2. Risk 1 and make 2. So you risk 20 pips to make 40 pips every time. That's trade plan number 8. Trade plan number 10.5 is risk 50 to make 100 pips. Okay. And so the problem is there with the ICT guy, what he's doing there is he's going to put in this fucking, like, how many tickets is this? And he's kind of just doing what anybody would do, is say, well, I guess I could do 3 tickets here, or I'm going to grab this, or I watched the guy trade once. There was a video of him trading, and I watched him trade, and I go, oh, God. Really? I thought he would have had a little bit more on the ball, so to speak. Like, you can't see what's going on here, dude. Buy one here. Like, I was just like, how do you just not pull the trigger on something right here? Like, this is a great price. Oh, I'm waiting for the order block to get to... You're imagining shit. Like, this stuff's... There's no algorithm. There's no, like, thing that's happening that happens every time. Because if that was true, you don't think some fucking, what do they call it, auto-learning computer couldn't just go crunch that shit and go, got it. We're ready to go. We don't have to backtest this shit. This AI stuff. What's the guy asked somebody asked Google to cook up some some images off of a phrase, and here comes these black Nazis coming at you. Black everything. Bernie Madoff turned black in that algorithm, I think. So, but he's already being held by Palestinians, so that's already his problem. Oh man, the world comes apart real fast, and it does here in the market too. You think, oh, looks like the market's turning around. No, not yet. Boom. It's we get a dead cat bounce, and we're like, okay, nice scalp, but this is not like the tide's turning. What is the long-term trend? And what's so funny is that, and I made fun of a lot of people because of their the fundamental guys. Just it really takes the cake. The commitment of traders shit. Just saying that just brings back so many memories. And I'm like, are we going to fade these commitment of traders? So the commitment of traders, this is the concept that these traders are goobers. What are the commercials doing, and what are the speculators doing? What's the retail? Retail's always, you know what? Because retail's probably like always buying something, like me. So maybe they're on the wrong side of the market, but don't forget, do we know if these are swing traders, or because a swing trader is going to be against the market? Yeah, they're going to be on the wrong side of that. Now, this is where the retail trader has a reputation for not making money because he can't afford that trade. Good idea. You just couldn't afford it. I like the idea of having your a porn shop, coffee shop, / head shop / massage parlor. That combo plate thing. Kind of like there's a department for everybody. No department goes undepartmented. And okay, that's a great idea there, but dude, you open that up in the ghetto. Sorry, bad location. Yeah, location's off a little bit. Yeah, well, don't blame me. I just got a good deal on this loan, the government loan, and yeah, I'm gonna be working for the government. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And they want me to do something. Over and over again, they said you just gotta take these papers and stuff them in this box. So isn't that no? As long as you take a picture of you doing the crime, then we'll pay you. All right. Again? I gotta do this again? Well, you don't have to. It's like a breathalyzer test. I can't stop watching these fucking DUI shit. It's cracking me up. And people like trying to blow into the machine. This one girl, like, you're 18 years old. Okay, I get the fact that you fucking had to have you look like you're gonna fall over. You can't blow into this machine. You really can't get enough fucking lung power on that? Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. You're that fucking inept? Oh, man. So market's only been open here for a measly hour. Well, longer than that, but I mean, I'm doing this video for a fucking hour here. And the beat goes on. We're waiting for the infamous 9:30. I'll set the stage here. Go to the half-hour chart. There's a chance to buy here. One last chance to buy the euro before it goes ripping north. But that's a good scalp. Already the people have cashed out, taken the money off the table up in here. We can see what's going on. It's not a secret anymore. All right, it's back to the Bitcoin on the daily. Holy shit. I hope you're getting out of your Bitcoin. This is all I can say. My app sent me a thing and said, Bitcoin's up 5% today. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, dude, nobody. I think it was back here. Now, this has to be the dumbest. Like, so what are you telling me? I should short it? Or how many people were chasing that going, well, go goddamn it, Bitcoin is going up. So bitch. Like, they sent me some text message here telling me, it's up 5% today. Really? Like, wow. You mean you're telling me I should get out what I own, right? I'd certainly be doing that. Look at this, man. This is a closed up. What an amazing. That's with the biggest close. Gee, I think I'm selling up here. Hello. Let me buy some more down here. God, man, look at this thing. It's out of control. Oh, how many goobers are buying it here? Oh, Jesus. I bought a 61. You can be the same idiot that bought it back here. Yeah, I'd be the same guy. How do you know? You see my account? Take a look at my account. I bought it before, too. I buy when it goes up, dude. I dollar cost average into the high of that. Did I buy below here? No. No, it didn't. I didn't. No, it didn't. When it broke out here, I said, man, once it takes out there, I'm buying so much up here, you won't even believe it. Dude, I'd be so selling that. And here's where it's going to get ugly. Right? I guess you could... who's not selling up here? If it gets to 70, then you don't sell. Don't come crying to me. Give me a suicide watch real quick. I mean, but my recommendation, and I stand to it, was when I said you should buy Bitcoin below here. Wow. Okay, I'm going to send out my second recommendation. Well, the other one was to sell here at the end of the year. Nice top tick Tommy, but I'd be definitely getting the fuck out. Anything above here, holy shit, I would have been cashing out. And big ass sell here at the end of the week. Hello, bye-bye. Oof, that. Oh my God, what are the newspapers saying about Bitcoin? Dude, you should buy some Bitcoin. We recommend Bitcoin. I'm going to hear the ads on the radio. Here it comes. Bitcoin's had an amazing performance in the last year. You should call our operator standing by. Oh my God, really? So you're going to buy here? Because you heard this summer the ads will be, yeah, Bitcoin. It's going to go to $1 zillion. It's going to crash your platforms. You won't be able to trade it. Yeah, it's going to be something else. I can't wait. It's going to be, get your popcorn. It's like watching Fannie Willis testify. What could possibly go wrong? Well, first you got your... I know I'm shorting my dress. I put it on backwards. It's called shorting your dress. Yeah, that's what we do here, you know. Welcome to America. I'm so embarrassed to claim citizenship now. I kind of want to denounce my citizenship right here. No, I'm not. No, I didn't buy Bitcoin here at the end of the month. And that's so funny. What are we just into? At the end of the month, look at that, boom. But it looks like it's already starting to paint. We closed out. It thinks the computer thinks that the 28th is the real end of the month. They're giving up on that. There's no 29th day. Not for MetaTrader. We're already cutting into the next month here. Oh boy. Yeah. I kind of want to get out of that trade. Honey, we're selling the Bitcoin. Look, I can't even scrunch this chart down. The most dangerous thing about Bitcoin is trying to put it on a chart in MetaTrader. Blowing up your whole fucking Windows computer is going to just tap out. Look, I can't change nothing. Zoom out and hope for the best. Yeah, I mean, are you getting out of this thing? Come on, man. Don't be an idiot. Are you serious? Here's the every week. I'm sorry, this is the yearly chart. This is the weekly chart, so the yearlies are these slots. Double top in that year. It kind of takes out the low of the previous year. Now, we just took out the high of 2 years ago. You're in this box. You're in this no man's land kill zone here. Jesus. Yeah. I'd short that. So the weekly has not climaxed, but the monthly, it's already, it's over. Yeah, that's got to come back a little bit, don't you think? I mean, gee, I hate to claim the obvious on some of these trades, but hopefully you're cashing out of some of your Bitcoin there. Like I'd sell the whole fucking thing. You kidding me? Wow, that is an astounding move. This is only 3 months into the year, so I think I don't have a yearly chart. It's too bad. MetaTrader won't do, but to double top on the yearly, I'm saying this. This is the first top. Wait, this is kind of driving me nuts. This box. Shit. Yeah, this is making me crazy. I want to change this box to a shaded area. It's like landing on the moon. I got this mouse on my leg, and it's so difficult to manipulate it. It's incredibly difficult. Kensington mouse, what a piece of shit. Just have to say it. Just have to anti-advertisements. But this is anything that closes above that. Now you just closed at the high of last year. Wow. Hello, sell maybe, huh? People, please do not buy Bitcoin up here. Nobody's dumb enough on my channel. Nobody subscribes to my channel to be that fucking stupid. So I appreciate all my sophisticated viewers. Wouldn't be dumb enough to fucking pull the trigger on that trade. Jesus Christ! If you're anything of a contrarian, even on the monthly, oil looks like a sell here, or it looks kind of waffling. I'm not too worried. I think we'll make it. We'll all live. We'll live to see the day. But I do want to put up the S&P chart because I did say I wanted to sell that on the monthlies. I'm trying to keep to my full transparency here. I'll tell you everything I think and then stuff that I'm not thinking. Okay, it's 9:30. Last chance to board the half-hour Euro train. I want to buy every pullback on the half-hour tonight on the Euro train. Waiting for the 5-minute chart to update. That cute little hammer here. Big down. Big 5-minute buy. She's going to march north into the hinterlands, into the abyss, to the north, into heaven, into the clouds. That's what cloud trading is for me. Clouds are up there, and you got the swamp below. Swamp and cloud algorithm. That's what we'd like to see. Stuff that makes sense. We don't want to be straining the brain too much, you know. Can't overthink this stuff, you know. I know you want to because it makes you feel important, but there's just no need. Chart window will do. I got a template here just for you. Nice and simple. Very simple. That's why it's the simpletonness of it all here. Let's see where we're at. Well, see, now there I was wrong. But you know what? I'll still be shorting it. But look at this fucker. Money's got nowhere to go. Look at that bitch. So I'm definitely wrong on that trade. But I would, like I said, I don't want to be in the stock market here. Look at this thing go, though. Because it knows Trump's going to win. That's the fundamental view. But yeah, once you took out the high, we'd be cutting into the high of 2 years ago now. Oof. Yeah, I had to sell into that. I'm just a contrarian. So you'd be selling this trade would have been your first scalp that would have worked out. So if you would have said, I sell everything above that box, when you zoom into the daily, it looks like a decent trade, right? You would have sold into this and you would have made money for you're just waiting for that area to get triggered. So you would have sold this and they would have made a little pullback there. And here was your big winner. You sold, you top tick Tommy'd it into you're up in this window, sell every close above that and hold on to that trade. And it does crush back, doesn't it? Does it not crush back? Take out this low, cut all the way into this shit, and then wow. So coming into the end of the year, I would have sold that. I would have had a scalp out, because here's January. So I would have scalped it. You have to be a buy. Like my system says, if you come in here, you're buying it. So I haven't looked at this chart actually in 2 months. Otherwise, I was like, okay, we're selling up here, and maybe I was selling up here. But even at that, like I said, these are scalps. Selling new highs, you got to get out. Like I'm not going to. So those kind of predictions. Besides, I'd be selling at the end of this month too. I'd sell that and scalp it back. Like all this is range trading. Sure, it's going up, and you want to buy these kind of things here, but this rarely happens. I can't wait that long. I gotta have some kind of drama in my life going on. I have to feel connected to the people, like the crowd, the market. It's kind of therapeutic in a sense. Okay, boom, it's 5 minutes after the bottom of the hour, another critical time. We're locking in the 5-minute charts, the half-hour charts in the past, waiting for the top of the hour. It's just on and on again. Over and over again. Very, very boring, very, very much this is how it is. It's like real life. A lot of incremental, so I trade increments of the market, and little, I trade layers of tickets and market orders, limit orders, and I don't have to be right about. Each trade has less and less meaning, because whether it's right or wrong, the binariness disappears because I have so many tickets in there. It's a team effort of tickets. It's a team of tickets. So there's really there's no I in team. So there's no one ticket in the rack that is the winning ticket. They're all contributing. It's communist trading is what it is. It's the, what they say, the end justifies the means. How many soldiers can we lose? It's like army ants, really. I'm using the no one soldier is going to win the war. It's the collective trading. But every day is an adventure, and psychologically making it okay to put on the trade. Like I said, they say that your brain doesn't know whether or not you're in one ticket or 100 tickets. If you're in one ticket, you're in the market. I mean, for your subconscious, for your background thought, at least for my feeling, is if I'm in the market, I'm like, maybe I'm going to watch the market because I'm in it. So I watch the market constantly, because if I'm in it, I'm usually in it. I'm always in something. And so there's a connection to something that's alive. That's kind of breathing, pulsing prices. Look at that, 60,000 on Bitcoin. Can't believe it. So definitely the sell window. The importance of this is the problem with how trading has developed with people, doing videos on like a moving average crossover, and people trying to train themselves to obey maybe the syndicator or the rule list, or be a disciplined trader because I got a list of rules, and if this happens, I'll do this, and that happens, and I back tested this thing, and I'm very disciplined, and I'm able to execute. That's great. And maybe that's your path. That's what you want to do. I just find it to be a ridiculous assertion that you can just. I mean, on the level of having the hard idea of risking 25 pips, and that's going to be a $300 risk. You did the math on it, where your stop's going to be, or how big a position that's going to be to end up with a certain dollar amount. Once you concretize that feeling, once you have a feeling of that, okay, this is $50 risk. Okay, I can, that doesn't bother me, $50. I mean, $50 every day. Okay, $250 a week. We'll start getting some of these trades right. This is the mindful trading girl, Yeah, what we're gonna do here is, okay. Well, I'm not gonna abuse myself with heavy narcotics tonight because it's just one little trade. I have other bullets. I didn't risk my whole account. We could do other trades later on if you want to scope out. Like some guy was so funny. I was on this chat with somebody and he said, "You want me to send you a scan of the markets?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." Because okay, you can scan the markets. I can use a market scanner, and it's going to pick out this trade or the heat map or the thing there, commitment of traders. Great, but dude, how can you possibly? You still got to get to that point where you're going to come up with a number of what is the cost of the trade, and it's not a very. You want to avoid that by analyzing the market more. So, Mark Douglas talks about this. If you could just analyze the market better, then you can make better decisions. You will lose less money. Yeah, that makes total sense. But it presupposes you have a gun that's shooting this giant bullet that costs $100 a trigger pull, and you're hoping you kill something. And if you kill something, it's worth $1,000. So you can supposedly pull 10 pulls before you reach the point. So you're risking 1 to make 10. Yeah, I guess I don't really. So I'm gonna say I would rather risk 50 in a blanket, like just a blanket of limit orders, and I don't know if this fucking one trade's gonna be the right trade. So I'm just gonna absorb the price, do a price absorption technique, which is what they talk about in this depth of market shit. They talk about the price absorption. Well, why don't you absorb the price? You be the guy. You be the market. So be a market maker, make your own market, and put the tickets in, and just be like, oh, I'll buy here, I'll buy it. I'll buy a whole fucking monopoly, right? I'll buy Boardwalk and all this Park Place and all these little shit places, right? I'll put up a few hotels, the usual. And it's a game. So the also it's with the MetaTrader platform is really what allows me to do it, because the amount of techniques you can apply. I could put a market order in, which has a feel to it. I'm making a decision right now. These are not big tickets. This is a $1,000 position every time I pull the trigger. But I'm like, hey, a couple trigger pulls here just to get the party started, because I want to build a position. Okay, these might be bad tickets, but I do like to be in the market incrementally. So I'll buy a couple tickets there, and sometimes I'll just play around and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna get out. It's $5. I just made $5, but I can see it's gonna tank like a whore, and I'm just kind of like, for exercise, I'm just gonna trade. This is a very quiet session. But when they say keep your powder dry, because when the news comes out, if you want to trade the news, well, dude, this could get really crazy. We could spike down and take out the low of a month, and then rip back and take out the high of the month, and all in one day. Kind of rare, but if you're prepared for that kind of situation. And it's kind of thrilling in a sense to have your limits in, watch the market rip into the limits, rip back out, cash out, you're out of the trade, you're like, wow, okay. Because when the news comes out, the market's going to slam around. How many times have we seen this? it's up, it's down. Total whipsaw. Look at this thing. This is a 4-hour euro dollar. Look at all these crazy up and down bars. And here comes the moving average people. I want to smooth that shit out. Well, this is too fucking noisy looking to me. I can't get my brain around. What's the trade here? Well, if you buy new highs and sell new lows, it's obvious what the fucking trade is. If it closes below the last low, that's a buy to me. That's oversold, I guess, Am I put RSI in there? Probably not. Am I going to put stochastics on that to see if it's overbought and oversold? I remember when I did that, I thought, okay, that's good, because it's like putting on, it's like a governor on your engine. You don't want to blow your engine up, so you want to put a trading envelope on there, something to give you a bearing on where to maybe get in, get out. They always left that out of the story. Then you read these books on trading envelope. I'm like, yeah, so I sell at the top of the envelope, or do I sell when it breaks out of the envelope? What do you do about what you're seeing? And if there's nothing to do, I don't want to hear that. So that was another reason why I had to come up with this system of trading. Because I'm not going to sit on my fucking hands waiting for the market. I guess I am, but within reason. I'm going to put orders 4 hours in front of them. 4 hours expirations, 8-hour expiration, 12 hours. And I'm going to put those tickets in, go to sleep, or just figure, well, when I wake up, the 12-hour orders will still be active. I mean, if the market hasn't hit those yet and the market's moving, sometimes I'm not getting filled on these tickets. So, and it's like I said, there's a whole array of technique to enter. The market orders here, got 50 pip stops here in this market order at the bottom of that navigator right now. 50 pip stop to make 100 pips. Am I going to make 100 pips? And that's going to take all week maybe in the euro dollar. But could that ticket, if I could, now I'll probably scalp out of a lot of these, pad the account, build the account up, and maybe in the end it's going to go up 100 pips. And maybe I'll leave that ticket out there. It depends on the pace of the market and what's going on. It's very rarely, maybe once every 2 months, I would ever hit a 100 pip target, because I built some position and I can see the whole thing unfolding, and looking at this, I'm like, this is, wow, that's like a really profound sell-off day, and I look at the chart and say, wow, that is fucking shit. That is probably not going to see that kind of dippity do for a while now. Are we going to drift up? Is it time to just start trading from the long side with orders that go near that low and maybe beyond? So I'm going to get destroyed if I get too excited about it. So I have to not get too excited when I see a market. When I see a move I think is like, well, that's pretty rare. I got to get in on this thing, and that 50 pip stop's not going to cut it. So I'll have to throw limits in front, and that's the answer, because I'm probably not going to risk more than $5 on a trade. So that's going to be, the 50 pip stop. It's $5. $5 is still $5. I feel like that's my limit. Because I can't, that's why the euro, if it's kind of quiet, even the 50 pip stop works if the market is kind of moving down 30 pips. And I'm only going to pull the trigger every hour, because that rate of change, okay, that's good. But then if the market kind of tightens up, I got to start trading with the 20 pip stop to make 10 pips. So it depends what the market's doing. If I can make money from a market that is moving at a decent pace now, when the U.S. market's open, which they're not now. But when we come into European Open here at 2 a.m., and then we got the U.S. markets, and then it's Friday, it's over. If I could trade that whole thing, or just sit back and watch the targets get hit and think, okay, I can just watch this unfold. I'm in the trade, which matters psychologically. To feel like, okay, well, I scalped the dead cat bounce, and now this is going to be the drift retracement. This is going to be the big engulfment. And I could probably add a little bit here and there, maybe as you come into European Open, and it's like, oh yeah, any kind of pullback, I'm going to buy any kind of. I kind of set in my mind. Yeah, I add a little bit on some pullbacks there. If it does come down, and I've got, I've made it. I'm holding, say, 2 standard lots, and I'm like, I could add another standard lot and just play out that last rally. It's either going to be into when the U.S. market opens and everybody goes nuts and the market gets crazy, and just call it a day there. Probably close it down at noon, because when Europe closes and U.S. is the only thing open for the last 4 hours, it's kind of drifty. So I'll be in the market for the next 12 hours. Whatever we can make on this trade on the euro, it's what we make. But yeah, that's all I got. I don't really, somebody asked me about the Discord thing. Just the thought of it. I tried to open the Discord the other day, and I kind of poked around in there. My head just explodes every time I even read anything. Because inside of Discord, the reason why it's so upsetting to me is I'm wondering who designed that fucking thing. So I'm constantly distracted by how shitty it is. And people say, oh no, you just gotta, like, really? But no, why is this, what is with the kooky shit on the right and left? And maybe it's built upon the idea that things just have to be kooky and fucked up. And it's like Star Wars to me still sucks. Maybe I'll like it when I'm 90 years old. But I watched the first Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, this was done on a budget. This looks stupid. We Star Wars bar, man. Everybody's kooky outfit. What are we, children here? Come on. Can we watch a sophisticated 2001 Space Odyssey? That's a good one, right? That's a very bizarre movie. Kind of spacey. But the Star Wars? With the ray guns and the Force be with you. The Force be with you. Okay. Ooh, this is like a Gartley pattern? What's going on here? I'm out. Star Wars. Yeah, well, the people are waiting in line all night. Why? What happened to your brain, man? Now, I know there's a lot of Star Wars, I like Star Trek, dude, but I'm not standing in line for a Star Trek opening movie. Star Trek to me is superior. So is the Twilight Zone, but as we get sidetracked, I don't have a tendency to start sentence stems and never complete the thought. But that's the charm, of being completely pissed off all the time. When you're annoyed, it's not easy. The dollar is still $1.03. I gotta love that. Dollar's still $1.03. Hey, 3 cents above fucking its own dollar. I guess that BRICS thing's not going to work out. They're going to make the BRICS. What is this other thing I hear? If it's not buy gold, it's the well, your money's not safe in the bank, and it's going to be a digital currency backed currency. This is all bullshit. I hope people realize that. There's going to be the BRICS, and then the Arabs are going to come out with their own currency, and the dollar's going to be dead. What? Dollar? What? Yeah, the dollar's going to die. Yeah, nobody's going to take the dollar. Dude, if you go over anywhere right now with a $1 bill in other countries, you'd be like, it's worth like $10 to them. Sorry, that's not changing. The only place, America's so free that we blow our own brains out. Yeah, we're so technologically advanced that we have tally machines that can be totally adjusted to taste. Yeah, we kind of like to have a regime kind of approach to things. We kind of engineered it. That's all behind the scenes. Don't worry about it. We can barely get a supply chain so bad. We went to the Best Buy, went to Worst Buy to get my Bluetooth headphones. I was like, God, half of the shit's like gone. It's not even a picture of it. You have to read this little fine print. Okay, this is what was here. I can't have a photo of that. Like, I can't just. What a piece of shit. What Best Buy? Who owns Best Buy? Some idiot goober. Why is it so inconvenient there? You mean you can't have a QR code with a beautiful picture with some hot chick holding onto the fucking earbuds that they don't have in stock? What the fuck? I'll tell you, in Japan, these other countries, I love the vulgarity of some of these other countries. Like damn, I'll never forget that girl on the bus in Italy. It's probably stopped going to Europe, but she's on the bus there. She's got her hand. She's holding on for a brace for balance. It's in the daytime. It's hot. It's like 80 degrees. She's holding on to the railing that's mounted on the ceiling of the bus. Armpit's right there. She has never shaved her armpit. I'm like, wow, look at that. It's like a chia pet under her arm. And I guess, hey, I was like, oh, I was only 14 years old. So I was 16 years old, so I thought, oh, this is how they roll over here. I always thought they shaved the armpit there. I've seen commercials on it in America about, yeah, look how smooth my armpit is. Check this shit out. Like, I even put deodorant on it. Not only do I not have a giant beard under my shoulder, but I don't have don't smell bad either. In fact, I'm not even I put antiperspirant on. I was going to duct tape my underpit, but I heard it's bad for my lymphatic system, so I didn't do it. I'm not going to do that. But hey, there's tomorrow. I'm just going to have it waxed. My armpit. Look at that NASDAQ, 18,000. I used to look at this thing and think, wow, 18,000, man. That's a lot of money. Dollar's only worth 103. I get it. The dollar is in trouble. Come to think of it. Oil's at 78 cents. That's 78 bucks. That looks good. Boy, that Bitcoin blew people's heads off. Look at the bid and ask on that. That's a lot of money on the bid and ask. Anyways, back to my self-indulgent thing. I just can't resist. In fact, I ate ice cream last weekend. I ate 2 days in a row. God, I feel like just a real just self-indulgent. But every time I justify it or rationalize, every time I eat ice cream, thinking, you know what? Dead people aren't eating ice cream. Neither are people in prison. I have to take advantage of this moment because you just can't. And besides, when that bitch out of fucking New York that's going after Trump because he's trying to do a private transaction with a bank, and I'm surprised they didn't come after him because he used a foreign bank. But poor guy, and she's coming after the fucking cows, the cow farmers, because the climate change. The cows are causing the climate change with their fucking flatulations. Really, that's amazing. You gotta love that. So. Yeah, what else is next? The Bitcoin miners are burning up the internet. Remember that when they were talking about, well, those Bitcoin miners, they're going to have a problem. They're using all that electricity. I think they tried to tax them up there in northern New York or something. I remember that article a few years ago. It's like fucking 5 years ago. Well, see, it's paying off, though. Thank God that Bitcoin's at 60,000. Thanks for the sell signal. Whew, wow, it's just blistering. 61,000, sorry. I want to misquote it. 61's to ask. Yeah, it's going to 70. It's going to a million zillion. So get me in here. I want to get some of the Bitcoins tonight. Can't have enough of them Bitcoins. They're good for you. They cure what ails you. No, it's just going to be an amazing circus coming into the end of the year here. Watching these people try the most. What's wrong with people? I mean, here's the problem. If you have boys can be girls, girls can be boys, and to top it off, that I guess climate change is making it so that you can't get your genitals recontoured. Is that what's keeping people from being successful in life? Is, well, the climate change and my fucking horoscope is just clashing with my diversity education. Very inclusive here. I like that comedy shop over there in Seattle. Yeah, you guys are a little edgy. We can't have you here at the comedy shop. Can't have that edgy jokes thing going. It's just a little too. We're trying to just keep. It's too soon. We have to keep it a little bit light. We're waiting for the insurrection. Second insurrection. God, and people are saying stuff now. I watch these YouTube channels and people say, "Oh yeah, they made this guy with unalive. They unalived this guy." You mean to tell me you can't see somebody died? The filter's so filterish on the YouTube that this is what's going on. This is nuts. I'm waiting for AI to blow its fucking self up. Like an AI attacks AI and it goes into a loop. You stick two mirrors together. When I was a kid, I did that. My head exploded back then, too. I had two mirrors. They were fairly flat. And I looked into it. You could see back about 20 mirrors. It just faded into the distance. I'm like, that is fucking nuts. House of mirrors, but just two mirrors, just to get the party started on that. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. So time to go have some fun and watch the circus. Man, it's a good thing that the stores are not open. They stopped having 24-hour stores. You notice after the pandemic, I did. I still notice to this day that if I get a craving, I don't even think Walmart's open. It's very bizarre. I miss the old days. So it is the end, or it's just a different design. Every time there's a shock to the system, I remember when they blew up the World Trade Center. Can you say that? And after that, people went into fucking full mental lockdown. Like, you go to the airport, take off your shoe, because some dick showed up with fucking explosives in his shoes. What if a guy showed up with fucking like a penile implant explosion? Would we be like doing a crotch check on everybody? Yeah, you gotta take your dick off before you get on the plane. It could be explosive. You gotta take your shoes off. And this whole thing has been accepted, and people are it's just one more notch on the fucking rack, on the pit and the pendulum. Just one more click down. It's that much closer to fucking pendulizing your fucking cross-sectioning you with a razor pendulum. Yeah, that's a wonderful lifestyle. Love that, to work there. But this is what happens. It just keeps tightening, and then it explodes, and then it diffuses, and then it becomes better. I'm very optimistic that the next kind of mutation, it is a better one. It has no choice but to be. So these things are happening. You can't stop them. I know people want to think they can stop it if they were just more involved in trying to stop it. But this stuff it's just a big bunch of goobers acting on everything. And the price action's obvious that especially every market is being manipulated by, I suppose it's emotion, because people just are knee-jerk. Look at them. They're fucking, they have these bulletin boards on the highway that show you the jackpot available on the lottery. I thought it was, when I first saw it, I thought, well, gas is up to 507? No, that's 507 million for the lottery. Oh my God, like, right there you're in trouble. That means that many fucking idiots are buying lottery tickets. The jackpot's that fucking big? Well, somebody's got to win. Dude, nobody's winning. Can't you see how big it's getting? You're still putting shit into that? Talk about adding to a loser. But this is what we're dealing with, man. I don't think we're in any kind of safety zone. We're a ship of fools. People are their fucking minds. Yeah, so you're up against So it just doesn't take much to fuck up the apple cart. But it's very entertaining. I watch a lot of police chases, stuff. Just good reality TV. You don't see a lot of that. I saw a guy chasing a sports car, some kind of Charger. God damn, that cop was on his ass. He's casually just commenting as he chases this guy down. But those cars handle pretty good. Pretty it's like you can't watch. Dash cams made it so that you can see reality. Because most Hollywood productions, man, they're just ridiculous, aren't they? It's so polished with music and everything, but you're just watching raw footage of a guy chasing somebody down, and then they tap him out. That to me, that's entertainment. So I have to watch my daily dose of that. It's kind of adrenaline rush. Try to picture myself in the car. It's like trading the news. I guess for the guy that's chasing the other guy, and it's for everybody, right? It's like the news. When the news comes out, it's like a car chase. Okay, that's what I really just wanted to say. That's I finally got to my point. Thanks for watching.